In 1889, in a small town called Braunau am Inn, Austria, a child was born who would later change the course of world history. His name was Adolf Hitler. From an early age, he loved art and aspired to become a painter. However, life did not go as he had hoped. He failed to enter the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts, a rejection that left a deep wound in his heart. Living in poverty in Vienna made him feel increasingly isolated. Amidst his disappointment, he began to absorb the ideas of extreme nationalism that were developing at the time. When World War I broke out, Hitler joined the German army. He fought on the front lines, was wounded, but received a medal for his bravery. However, in 1918, Germany was defeated. He considered the Treaty of Versailles an insult. From that moment on, Hitler vowed to restore his country's glory. Amidst economic and political crisis, Hitler found a new stage. He joined a small party that would later become known as the Nazi Party. With his fiery speeches, he captivated the masses. His words were simple, yet full of emotion. The revival of Germany, national unity, and enemies to blame. The weary and desperate people saw him as a new hope. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor. It didn't take long for him to seize all power, calling himself the Führer, the absolute leader of Germany. Hitler built a totalitarian state. He eliminated unemployment, strengthened the military, and mobilized the entire population. The world was shocked when, in 1939, his troops invaded Poland. That was the beginning of World War II. In a short time, Germany took control of most of Europe. Nazi troops entered Paris, and the swastika flag flew over the Eiffel Tower. However, behind these military victories, a terrible tragedy was unfolding. Hitler launched the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of Jews, Roma, and other groups. Millions of people were slaughtered in concentration camps. The world slowly realized how terrible this regime was. However, the tide of war turned. The German invasion of the Soviet Union failed. The Allies attacked from the west, the Soviets from the east. In 1944, Allied forces landed in Normandy, and in 1945, Berlin was surrounded. Inside his underground bunker, Hitler became increasingly isolated. He was surrounded by destruction, his troops and allies collapsing one by one. His face was pale, his hair white, his mind trapped in despair. Finally, on April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler ended his life in a bunker. The empire he had built collapsed with him. He left a dark mark on history, an eternal warning about the dangers of fanaticism, propaganda, and unlimited power.